Hey, Ronnie here from Four Wheeling in Western Australia. Welcome to Modified episode number 18, where we share with you vehicles that have been accessorised and modified for everyday use and full driving. Rightio folks, I'll introduce you to the owner of this vehicle. Kieran, how you going, mate?
Good, yourself?
Not too bad. So you want to run our audience through what vehicle this is, make, model, engine size? And
All right, so it's a 2012 Mazda BT50 GT, obviously dual cab, 3.2 litre 5-cylinder turbo diesel, which is the same as the PX Ranger model.
in the new Ranger, yeah?
Yeah.
And this comes with a rear diff locker, I understand?
Factory locker, yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, we'll go through the whole vehicle as we always do, and we'll start with the bar work. Bar work.
All right, so it's ARB deluxe bar with scrub rails as well. Underneath it's got dash guards, they're factory.
Both dash guards factory?
The first one comes from it came with the bar work.
Yeah.
Second is the factory underbody guard. Got a 9,000 pound winch, number plate hinge. It was originally a steel cable, but that frayed and it got a bit heavy, so I've replaced it with Dyneema rope, but it's slightly too long for it, so
Yeah.
when I can find someone who will splice it, I'll get that trimmed down.
Looks like a lot of rope there. How long is the rope?
I think it's a 30 metre.
So move on to your side rails and side steps.
All right, so again, ARB, as you can see, they've saved the panel work quite a bit.
Yeah, they look a bit used.
They are. Even further under, the brackets are quite mangled, but better them than my sills, so they've served their purpose quite well.
Oh, they held up all right.
Yep, every time I hit something, I'm so glad that they're there.
Well, that's what they're for, isn't it?
Exactly.
So down the back here, I see you got, that's a factory.
That's factory
Bumper?
tow bar, yeah.
You looking at changing that?
Eventually, it's on the list, so it's a lot of other things.
Now onto the roof rack. So you mentioned you had a roof rack on the front of the cab before.
Yeah, I had a Pioneer Rhino rack on the front, but changed it out because you can't really mount a rooftop tent on it because of the sidewalls. And rather than taking it to an angle grinder, I figured I could just get a track lander.
Oh, so that's a flat track
That's a track lander.
Yeah.
It's actually a factory second, so had a few scratches on it, but that's what's going to happen to it anyway. So
That's right. And on your roof rack, you got Fox wing,
Fox wing awning and a Dutch
high view
rooftop
tent.
Yep.
Right. I reckon when we do the Q&A, we'll
Pop
set
it
this
out.
up, hey?
No worries.
We're back at the front again. We're going to look at your lights and your comms.
All right.
So your lights, what are these?
185 watt LEDs, just with the spread beam on them.
Good light?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They don't have quite the throw of an HID, but
Yeah.
I don't need to see 6Ks down the road at the moment. They're more for spreading. I can actually tilt them down if I'm going to do some rock work, so I can flood the front of the car quite easily.
You had a light bar on your roof rack before.
Yeah, I
saw
did.
in a photo.
When I got rid of the roof rack, I sold the light bar as well, and obviously with the change in.
And the same time as they changed the rules.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
thought I'll save me the effort of remounting it.
And your comms?
6 dB aerial from Oricom, and I've got a GME in the cab.
What kind of range do you get out of this?
I've never really measured it, but I haven't had an issue with it. This is actually the second aerial. I had just a normal spring-based antenna, and it would vibrate at the slightest provocation, and the radio signal would just get completely mangled. So
I disrupted the signal.
I got a new one. Haven't had an issue since.
Tyres and lift now. So we'll start with your tyres.
Yep. So they're a 33-inch Hankook Muddy. Work really well. Quite quiet on road. Had them on for about 15,000 Ks now, and not a drama.
What do you have before?
I had BFG KM2s. They were at about 70% when I got the vehicle. They got really noisy really quickly. Changed to these on a recommendation, and really happy with them.
And you kept your rims factory?
Yes, factory rims.
Are they 17?
They are 17, so it's a 285 70 17 tyre.
We'll now go to your lift then. So what are you running?
So it's an Ironman lift kit, foam cell pro shock absorbers.
Is that the new?
That's the new one.
The new one,
Absolutely
yeah.
brilliant. I actually did a trip down the Holland track, had a protrusion in a disc in my lower back, and didn't have a problem the whole time. So quite bumpy, and
It's a brave move.
yeah. Well, I've been planning for the trip for a long time, and I thought, no,
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Don't miss it. Well, you mentioned it, so I noticed it. Because of the tents on there,
Yeah, it's sagging quite a bit. So
so you're looking at put another leaf or something in?
either an additional leaf or just upgrade the leaves to a heavy duty.
What have we got here?
We got a factory engine. It's the 5-cylinder 3.2.
Same as the Ranger, as you mentioned.
Same as the
yep.
Ranger, yep. Primary battery here, hooked up with the projector isolator to the secondary in the back of the.
So secondary batteries in the back.
Yep.
I can see why. There's not a lot of room in here.
No, there isn't. We've got a 30 micron secondary field filter.
30 microns. Okay.
Yep.
So that's running before your factory then?
Yes. Yeah, that's about it for under the bonnet. Not a lot of modifications. I did get it in factory warranty, so left a lot of that stuff until it's outside it. Snorkel, that was fitted by a friend. Great because I got to see the whole process. Pretty scary watching the hole saw go into the side of your car for the first time.
Yeah,
and that was the whole reason, because I didn't want to make a hole in my car. So
yeah. So you blame your mate if he stuffed it up?
I blame my mate, but he's been fitting four-wheel drive accessories for a while, so he knows what he's doing.
All right, we're at the back of the BT50, and Kieran's going to show us what he's got inside his fiberglass canopy.
So the black bars you can see are the support structure for the loading on the roof.
They're adjustable too.
They're adjustable. It's a universal fit kit, so it's pretty good. Pain in the neck to get it in, but
does that come with the roof rack, or is this just a kit for any roof rack?
It's just a kit for any canopy and roof rack. There was a little bit of modification to get it to fit through the existing holes in the top of the canopy.
Okay. Oh, because you would have had the sports
bars on the top.
Rails, yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of lights. One up the top of the tailgate there.
Yeah.
One on the inside of the window, which pops up under the awning.
And, so when you open that up, you get light out
under there. And there's another one up on there, all running just off the same switch.
Like we done here.
Yeah, it's struggling for ideas where to put them. Didn't want to put them on the outside of the car because I don't have a lock kit for them, so it makes the tailgate a little bit heavier, but easy to store, easy to get at, and tub liner and everything's in boxes, so it doesn't matter if they're a bit muddy when they go back in.
Yeah, well, there's the second vehicle I've seen with this exact thing. You didn't get the idea from that, did you?
I don't know. As far as I know, I'm the first person to do it. Handy dive knife.
Diving knife?
Do go snorkeling occasionally, so it's a good place to keep it, and it's always handy to have something sharp to cut, whatever needs cutting.
Shark prevention?
Yeah, shark prevention's a good one.
So your fridge?
Yep.
Oh, is that an Engel?
It's an Engel Eclipse.
I didn't know they did plastic.
Yeah, it's the Eclipse. It's the only version that they do in plastic.
The second battery is in the back?
Second battery in the back. That's 130 amp hour, 1000 cranking amp battery. It's run the fridge for 3 days as a freezer with no issues. So.
Oh, that's not bad.
One of the next things to do when I get some time is to put some reflective foil on the inside of these windows, just to help out with the fridge a bit.
So storage cases,
tools, camping gear, food, whatever needs to go in there. Fuel and water gets tucked in around, depending on where I'm going and for how long.
So I can see you're probably not really fussed about having drawers, and you're pretty happy with how it is.
Drawers are definitely on the list.
They are on the list?
Yeah, just to keep, because these cases aren't all that strong. Just to keep some things in there permanently, recovery gear and tools. Get a fridge slide so it's easy to get the fridge out onto the tailgate, at which point I will have to remount the recovery boards. Getting a plan together to get those done, because at the moment it's a bit of a mess with the wiring. It tore through the straps, so I've had to rewire all the stuff in the back just for this. So we'll...
what were you doing when it tore through the straps?
I was just driving around, but it was tied down to the tub liner, and it simply just pulled through the screws just pulled through because it's not that strong.
Rightio, we are in the interior of Kieran's BT50. Just without looking at your mods, this must be like the it's upper version?
It's the top of the line GT edition, so it does get the leather seats, which are actually a bit of a pain in summer, so seat cover on the driver's seat.
Because you moved your seat before, it was electric.
Yeah, it's electric seat, so electric adjustment. I haven't yet had water in the cab, so kind of don't want to find out what happens to that, otherwise I might have the seat moving on its own. Could be problematic.
All right, well, let's get straight into your nav system. You got a
HEMA HN7, great little toy. I used the app on the iPad previously.
Yeah.
And when I found one of these going secondhand for a bit less, I grabbed it. And
do you prefer this than the app?
They're different. The app is much more intuitive in terms of ease of use, just flicking around the screen because it moves the same way as you do just a map on an iPad. For more intricate stuff and downloading predetermined maps and plotting things, HN7.
Your UHF, what do you got here?
So it's a GME, 80 channel. Body's mounted inside the inside the case here.
Oh, okay.
Keep it out of the way.
Yeah. And you got your selections on the
Selections on there, handheld.
oh, yeah. Guidance. And is this where the factory locker is?
Yep, factory locker is the middle one. The one on the left there is the hill descent control.
Oh, you got hill descent in this?
Yes, so you put it into angel gear and off she goes.
How do you find that works?
I honestly don't use it. I prefer the control of using low 2 or 3 or 1 if it's a particularly
Does it work in low range?
It does work in low range. I've only used it once or twice just to see how it works, and then don't really bother. I just find I prefer the control I get myself.
Yeah, control of the manual.
Yeah.
And you got a switch over there for your lights, or
yeah. The bunny burner lights are on the other side.
Scan gauge.
Scan gauge 2. I usually run the coolant temp, the alternator voltage.
This mirror, is that stock? Because you got a cable going to it on those?
That's stock. It's the dusk sensing mirror. So at night when you get the bright lights coming in from behind you, it automatically dims.
So that only took you, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, you had a bit of help from your mate though.
Yeah, it is a bit quicker with 2 people.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, with 1 person, I probably wouldn't bother with the whole shooting match.
Yeah, fair enough. You get shelter with your tent anyway,
Yeah, there's a room that you can zip on the base.
Yeah, which you would do if you were by yourself.
Oh, if I was on my own, probably not.
Okay.
Just probably keep the awning and use a swag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get you. Okay, so you leave the tent home then.
Leave the tent at home.
Yeah. So you find that you're going to have to anchor these down when it's windy?
Yeah, in the wind certainly, but like on a still day like this, not a problem.
Yeah. We'll have a look at your tent, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Should we have a look inside?
Yeah.
So what do you call this, a 2-man tent?
Yeah, 2-man.
That's pretty spacious. So if you had a blanket and stuff up here, could you just leave it in?
It doesn't shut down quite as nicely, not with pillows in there. I haven't got it with just a blanket, so
you just pull it all out then?
Just chuck it all out. Yeah, it's usually just a sleeping bag and a pillow, so they sit on the back seat.
Fair enough. Nice and spacious.
Yeah.
Does it get hot up there?
No, if you pop the
vents open.
If you pop the vents open, it doesn't.
Yeah. Rightio. First question: if someone bought a BT50, this model, and it was stock, what would you recommend they do first? Like the first 3 things.
Definitely say the tyres, the stock tyres on it. They're just roads, so definitely if you want to go off and play in any rough stuff, good set of all-terrains or mud terrains. Next, I would suggest a bull bar, just especially in WA, remote roads, cattle, kangaroos, and yeah, probably a battery system so you can keep your drinks cold.
So we've got tyres, then we've got
front end
bar work,
yep,
and batteries. And what is your one thing you must have when you go full driving or camping? For
me, it's the camera. Pretty much don't go anywhere without it because I live in a beautiful state, so
I know that feeling.
I imagine you do, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, cool. So you're a bit of a photographer yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting into it. Got my own Facebook page running, trying to grow that. At least fund the hobby, if not a full-time business. A
question I haven't asked in previous modified: what is one thing you should look out for on this vehicle?
When I got this one, I had a number of problems with the gearbox leaking. Turns out it is a somewhat common problem, especially in the manual models of the 2011-2012 make. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. Mine was replaced under warranty, completely knackered, so that was only at 40,000 K, so definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, so the gearbox leaked.
Gearbox leaked, so it looks like it's actually leaking from the bottom, but what's happening is it's the oil's coming out through the breather in the top, and there's some kind of fault there.
Yeah.
But yep, it was definitely a warranty issue.
Like a bit of pressure or something.
Yeah.
Overheating coming out.
Looked like they had a doctor write the fault report, so I can't even read the handwriting. And my parents are doctors, so it was shocking.
Fair enough.
But it's fixed, and yeah, haven't had a problem with it since.
Okay. So look out for your gearbox.
Yes.
So what is your next modification, or the next big size modification for the vehicle?
So at the moment it's looking like it's going to be drawers. I've getting a few quotes to get a storage system set up there, including the electric, so hopefully get an inverter so I can charge things like laptops and cameras.
Yeah. You going custom?
Yeah, probably going custom.
Yeah. Your top 3 trips in this vehicle?
So longest trip and one of my favourites was the Holland track back in September last year. That was great fun. Went from Hyden all the way through to Kalgoorlie, Second one, recently we went to Sandy Cape during Bay. It was a good fun overnight trip. Just out on the beach, beautiful weather, beautiful warm water.
And third trip?
Right, Adelaide Road in the southwest,
Oh,
near
yeah.
Blackwood River.
Well, thanks for having the vehicle
No problem.
on here.
Thank you.
Righto folks, if you want to know more about Kieran's BT50 and the mods, there's a link down below. Also, he's got tips on what mods to do, on what to look out for. So there's a lot more information there that isn't covered in this video. So you can go to that link right here on the website and you can subscribe right here. Thanks again for watching. Take care out of the tracks and trails and we'll catch you in another video. See ya.